Hey guys, what's up? It's Hope. Today is Thursday, July 13th, 2017, and I'm here to give y'all a really quick update. Yesterday I went for some more blood work and another follicular ultrasound just to kind of measure where I'm at in the process of preparing for egg retrieval. We are in the middle of an in vitro fertilization treatment cycle, an IVF treatment cycle, so I'm doing all of the injections and medication, preparing my body for egg retrieval that's set to take place at some point next week. Today is 1 week, 7 days since I started what they call STEMs or stimulation injections to help my body produce more than one egg so we can do the egg retrieval. And so the ultrasound yesterday was really just to kind of figure out how my body's reacting to the medicine and to see how many follicles I had, and to check my blood work and check all of my levels to make sure, number one, my estrogen levels were continuing to rise but not get too high, and then number two, to make sure that my body wasn't trying to go ahead and ovulate the mature follicles that I do have on my ovary. I do only have one ovary on the left side. I lost my right side and my right ovary and my right fallopian tube back in April. I had a dermoid cyst removed that they ended up having to take everything on that side due to the damage from that cyst. So I just have the one ovary, but I have really great AMH levels, so my specialist feels like we're still going to be able to get a lot of really great quality eggs from the left side. So I went in for my blood work and my ultrasound, and I'm going to insert a picture here. I didn't realize until I was posting the picture that it was actually the 23rd time in the last 10 days that my body's been poked with a needle. And just thinking about that, it makes me emotional. Just the miracle of all of this and how grateful I am to even be in the position to be able to do it. But it's a lot on your body. Over the last couple of days, I've definitely felt the effects of the medicine. I was kind of worried about that because I've had treatment cycles before where I did Clomid and Femara and just other medications. And so I was worried about the side effects. And really, the only major one that I'm experiencing is exhaustion. I am completely wiped out. When I close my eyes, it's so hard to open them back up. Like I just feel so tired. And so that's been really difficult, especially because we have the boys right now. They do go back to their mom on Friday, so I'm glad we won't have them next week during egg retrieval, just because it's a lot of back and forth. And I'm realizing the longer I'm on the medicine, the more tired I am. And that's really the number one side effect right now, is that I'm just so exhausted. And I'm still super hormonal, still like will cry at the drop of a hat. But that it is what it is. I kind of expected some sort of hormonal change from all of this, but just the tiredness is a lot, and I'm experiencing obviously a lot of bruising from the injections. Thankfully I can kind of rotate sides, so I don't have to worry about just giving it all on one side. That was something I was really concerned about, since I just have the one ovary on the left side. Do I have to do all my injections on that one side? And I can actually rotate them, so that way I don't have to give all the injections on one side, because that would be really super painful. Sorry. And so I want to talk a little bit about the blood work and the ultrasound. I've already got the results back because I went yesterday, and I kind of wanted to wait to post this video or make this video until I got the results back. And so as in reference to my blood work, everything looked great except for my body, my levels where they can tell that my body's trying to ovulate were a little higher than they want them to be, than my specialist wants them to be. So I have to increase my injection. So the first 3 days of the injection kind of portion of an IVF treatment cycle, or our IVF treatment cycle, is we had to take Cetrotide. Cetrotide is the medication that tricks your brain into not ovulating. So it makes your brain kind of bypass that whole process. Tricks your brain into not doing that. And so they said that my specialist said that I have to take that injection. I had to induce it last night, and I had to do it again. I have to do it again tonight. And that's just to make sure that my body does not try to ovulate these follicles that are growing on my ovary. So that was a really big bummer. I was super sad about that. I did not want to have to do another injection, especially because I've explained this before with the Gonal F pen, and I have to finish off the medicine in that pen and then open a new pen and do the rest of the dosage. So, and of course, it just so happened to fall last night where it was double the pen. So I had to finish one pen to start another pen. So I was super just kind of frustrated by that. So instead of 3 injections last night, it was actually 4. I also don't like getting the Cetrotide injections because the needle is a little bit longer than the other needles for the micro HCG and the Gonal F, or I feel like it is anyway. It just stings a lot more, and the micro HCG I really don't feel at all. And the Gonal F, because Andy's squeezing so hard when he pulls my skin like together to do the injection, I don't really feel it much either. It just kind of gives me something else to focus on when he is giving the injection. But the Cetrotide, like I feel like the needle is longer, or maybe it's just the medicine or something, but it definitely is more painful. And so I was super bummed about having to do that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And so I did that last night, and I'll do it again today. And so what they do is anytime the treatment cycle changes from what my calendar says, they release everything to the portal. You log into your portal, and they tell you exactly how your treatment plan has changed. And so mine, the only change was that they wanted me to do the Cetrotide at night again, 0.25 milligrams of the Cetrotide last night and again tonight. And then tomorrow morning I will go back for another ultrasound and see kind of where my follicles are. Speaking of follicles, they actually gave me a little printout, which was kind of cool. It's really interesting to see follicles at this stage. When I did my treatment cycles with Femara and Clomid, and when I did my IUI, I was able to also see like the follicles mature and grow, which is really cool. Not very many people get to see this part of the process of creating a baby, so it was really cool for me to be able to think that maybe one of these follicles that's growing right now will eventually be our baby. Of course, there'll be no way for me to be able to tell that because they're all different and they don't name them or grade them or anything. They just size them up. So if mature follicle needs, for my specialist specifically, they want them to be anywhere from 18 to 21 millimeters. I had 6 mature follicles, or they weren't mature yet, but they were maturing. One was 11, one was 13, one was 16, one was 11, one was 12, and one was 10. So they're definitely not to the point of maturity yet where they want them to be in order to be able to harvest them, but or retrieve them, but they are definitely growing. The nurse did say there are a lot of other little ones that are growing that aren't like super tiny. She can tell that they are reacting to the medicine, which is great news. So when I go in tomorrow, fingers crossed, God willing, I have more than just 6 follicles. I have a lot more than that. And that's really going to be able to gauge kind of what happens over the weekend. Over the weekend, they can either, after the ultrasound and blood work tomorrow, they can either increase my injection dosages to try to stimulate my ovary more, and then I'll have to go back in over the weekend and have another ultrasound and more blood work. Or obviously right now our egg retrieval is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, but I don't feel like that's probably going to happen on Tuesday, especially because I don't know though, I could get there tomorrow and it could have a ton of follicles and just be in great condition, but they seem to think that 6 follicles for my first ultrasound after starting stems was really great. So fingers crossed, all of that's fine. And so I don't know if egg retrieval is going to happen on Tuesday or not. They might have to push it back later in the week, which is fine with me. And so that's kind of where I sit right now. So 6 follicles that are definitely maturing and growing, which is great. My body's definitely reacting to the medication. Super bummed that I had to add another injection, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I was talking to someone the other day about infertility, and I don't know if I've shared this with y'all before, but this lady said that the pain from the injections pales in comparison to what the pain of years of struggling with infertility feels like. And I could not agree more. I just could not agree more. And I know the shots are painful and it's a lot, and it is affecting my body, and it's affecting how I'm feeling, and it's just changing everything. But I would do this in order to not have to experience years and years of heartache and suffering and pain and just everything that we've gone through so far. This injection period of this treatment cycle is just a temporary time. It's not going to last forever. And that's how I keep kind of approaching the situation. And every night and every morning when I do my injections, it's just one injection at a time, and I'm just checking them off my calendar. So eventually I know I'll get to a point where I don't have to do injections anymore. It's just temporary. And so if you're out there and you're going through IVF and you're struggling with the injection part of it, I just wanted to share that just remember, it's just a temporary part of the bigger picture to getting us to our goal, to bringing our miracle babies home. And it was really cool to be able to see that there were 6 follicles. It really excited me. And I can't wait to see what the ultrasound looks like tomorrow. Tonight, I'm hoping to be able to post a video on kind of what my injection routine is, mixing the medicine, giving the injections, and all of that. Andy hates being on camera, so it's kind of hard to film him because he doesn't want to be on camera. And so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can convince him to kind of be in a video showing people how we do the injections every night. So we shall see what happens. Thank you so much for all of your prayers and support. I just wanted to make sure and log on real quick and give you all an update that we are moving forward and everything is progressing like it needs to. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.